folks, Michael, Vintage Diesel. Howdy. Anyway, we are working on what appears to be a 1962 Hyster Pioneer 60 forklift. Big one. Pretty good size one. This dude apparently set up for a while and the fuel tank was rusted pretty bad, and it was putting crap in the fuel. So the customer's already put a fuel cell on there, but he's still having issues with it running rough and whatnot. So what we're going to do is I'm going to get Diamond to pop the carburetor off. Yeah, that there is a single barrel Zenith. I know some of y'all are out there going, Michael, Zenith was a TV maker back in the 80s. I know. But even before that, they made carburetors. I know, and some other automotive stuff, believe it or not. But we're going to pull that dude off, or rather Diamond's going to pull that dude off. We're going to tear it apart and we're going to see if we can clean it out and get it to work. Maybe find a rejuvenation kit, because come to find out, if you've looked up these Zenith carburetors online, they are expensive. $500 for a single barrel. I don't know what these people are smoking, but we ain't doing that. We're just going to try to clean this dude up and see what we can do. So next time you see it, we'll have a carburetor in hand. Alright folks, Diamond whizzed that carburetor off, and as y'all can see here, look down in that baby. You can take a bomber. Yep. That's ethanol. Corn for you. Tasty, huh? Looks delicious. Some of you watched my videos before. See that powdery residue? Same problem. Some of y'all out there watching this, y'all been at this a long time. And the one thing y'all probably know is that older stuff, you take a piece of equipment been sitting out there for 30 years, I bet you if it's got fuel in the tank and you go out there and do you a little bit of maintenance, it may not be great gas, but I bet you it cranks and will drive itself up out of the hole that it's in. You know what, in 6 months, if you put some fuel in a jug today, in 6 months, write your date, go back and smell it. It'll smell like varnish. And even if you put some fuel stabilizer in it, it ain't gonna make it much better. It ain't gonna make it much better. And you're still gonna wind up with that fuzzy green sherbety crap in your fuel. You're gonna wind up with it. And you might even wind up having to do some expensive repairs and see a man like me. You can see worse. Anyway, with that said, ethanol, bad. Don't leave the fuel on over winter, or you'll wind up in a similar circumstance. Probably a good thing to drain the fuel if you can from something like that, if it's something you like. At the very least, make sure you turn off the fuel and run out what's in the carburetor. Well, we'll be getting this one apart and cleaning it out, so we'll see you when it's done. Alright folks, so we're back at it on this forklift with the little Zenith carburetor. Hey, it's Damon. What's up, buddy? So, sorry y'all didn't really get to see the process of me giving it the old rebuild. Luckily, I was able to reuse the gaskets because the gaskets were actually in pristine condition. So you might be a little curious as to how to set this up because, well, a lot of people don't understand carburetors. They're fuel injected folks, or maybe you just never really dealt with a Zenith. It's a different breed. And with that said, this is going to be your air. Okay, I recommend it. Go all the way into seat and then 1.5 turns. This is going to be your fuel. Same thing. Go all the way into seat and then 1.5 turns back. This, if you notice, I've put little lines on it so I can kind of see where I'm at. This is your float level, okay? And I've set it at about halfway. It may not be enough yet. I may have to put more of the bolt in. We'll see where we run. So with that said, we're gonna go ahead and get this dude back on. We're kind of facing some weather, so we hope we get this done today. But first things first, we've got to get the old battery charged up, which is Damon's over here getting ready to do that right now. And then presto changeo, carburetor back on it, and see if we can't get this thing dialed in. So here we go. We'll see what happens. So next time you see it, we'll be trying to crank it. Alright folks, so I know y'all seen that little 2-second clip and heard it run. I wished I could have done better, but come to find out the GoPro shut off in mid-shot, so go figure that. But it ran beautifully. We didn't even have to readjust the carburetor settings. I had it dialed in perfect on the bench. That's great, right? But with that said, you're probably going to see that thing again because I think the owner wants to rebuild the cylinders on the mast and whatnot, so you can expect to see and hear that thing again. But with that said, as far as the rebuild of the carburetor, that part is wrapped up. So on behalf of Vintage Diesel, I'm Michael, and we are signing off, and we will see you next time. Thanks for watching. Alright folks, I didn't want to leave y'all just hanging like that, so it's the next day and we're going to give you the cold start. So Damon's going to give me a hand because this thing didn't have a choke cable, so I'm the choke. Here we go. Come on, baby. It's gonna do it. Well, it's cold natured, but you get the point. It's low on antifreeze. That dude's low on antifreeze, so we're going to top that off before we go any further with that. But needless to say, it does run, and it runs like a top, so you'll see this again.